Okay. Hey everyone. Welcome to my LinkedIn Mastery session. My name is Avi Hacker, and over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how to transform your LinkedIn profile to get more leads. And to put this in perspective, I'm going to take you back to when I started my journey posting on LinkedIn. So I was sitting in the end of my 3L law school year, and I knew I had my idea that I wanted to start my AI consulting company. But everyone has big ideas, but the hard part is about actually doing something about it. So where do you start that you have no connections, no insights into the on how to get your name out there, and you don't have a lot of money to try to pay for advertisements? So I was looking around, and the biggest place right now is social media. It's the biggest place to grow. It's the biggest place to get your name out there, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So I wasn't someone that loves posting. I actually hated it. I almost never posted online, and I was always more on the introvert side and really never wanted just to show my face on camera, do these webinars. But as you do it, it gets easier and easier. And the changes that happened to my life because of putting my name out there, because of posting on social media, it's gotten unbelievable. And I'm just so excited to share this journey with you and show you how I got certain places and take you and help you guys out. So for reference, in 2024, this is what the power of LinkedIn got me. So I started posting in around March, and from March until now, I've reached over 220,000 impressions. I've reached over 52,000 members. I've created 173 meetings just from LinkedIn. This is just from things I've been doing on LinkedIn and amassed over 3,500 followers. There's no other platform where you could really directly target business professionals other than LinkedIn. Like there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, but they all have such a wide variety of audiences that LinkedIn is just for professionals and businesses. So you could really target certain members or clients on LinkedIn itself, and the results are unbelievable. And I'm not making up these numbers. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of consistency. But if you dedicate yourself and are willing to put in the work, you can see unbelievable results. So some of those opportunities that opened up for me was I already was featured on 5 different industry leading podcasts. One of them was a top 1.5% podcast globally, which was amazing just for gaining my reach, and a couple of others. I started writing for a newspaper. I was named an AI leader to watch in 2024, and I was selected as an honoree for Marquis Who's Who in 2024. And now these opportunities only came to me because they saw what I was posting, they liked what I posted, and they reached out to me. So without them knowing who I am, I could have all the knowledge in the world. I could be the smartest person, but if no one knows who I am, how are they supposed to reach me? So the point is, it's not always who you know, it's now turning into who knows you, and you want to build that social brand around yourself to show your expertise to the world so you could start creating those opportunities for yourself. Now, what you'll learn in this session is a content framework that I created for myself that drives engagement. I'm going to teach you how to boost your profile, and I'm going to teach you how to strategically network. And I'm going to show those with real examples from my profile of what actually works and what I've tried and tested. And if you stay around towards the end of this webinar, at the end, I'm going to share a special QR code that's going to give you access for a free hour session with me for an AI acceleration session. So we could discuss anything you want, how to optimize your business, your LinkedIn profile, absolutely for free. And that's going to be a QR code that's specially generated just for this webinar, and that's going to be shown at the end. And now let's get started to the good stuff. So the LinkedIn reality is that you really have around, I would say, 15 seconds to convert someone from looking at your profile to see if they're interested in learning more about you or not. And what I like to call this, and the way I've set up my profile, is through a journey-based profile optimization. And this is what I'm talking about. So in my mind, there's 4 critical elements to the profile. It's your banner and your profile picture. Then it goes to your tagline. Then it goes to your about section. Then it goes to your featured section. And all of these really should go hand in hand with each other and kind of work off of each other, that it's kind of almost telling a story. Everyone says storytelling is the best framework to use. And I totally agree, because it makes the person, the client, the user, whoever you're targeting, whoever's on your profile, to really feel like they know you and you're talking to them. And it really helps them to engage with your content when everything works with each other. So this is the banner, and we're going to go into more details in the next slide. So this is the banner, the profile picture, and then here's the tagline. Then this is to the about section and the featured. And this is all shown on the LinkedIn profile, like downwards. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to leave them in the chat, and then I could answer them at the end if there is any time. So to further break down the cover photo or banner, you need to start with a clear value proposition, and you should say like what you do almost, and they should know exactly who you're targeting, what you do within 15 seconds of looking at it. And there should always be a call to action, and your profile picture should be nice. It should be centered. And I like to make sure that the background matches the cover photo. So the point of this is I see a lot of people don't have cover photos or just a random picture, or it doesn't clearly articulate what they do. And this is such a critical element, because this is the most profile real estate space on your profile. And it's basically essentially the first thing they see of once they click on your name. So I would say this is the most important. Second to most important is to the tagline, and I'll explain why later. And then I like to put an arrow down in the cover photo, because it kind of forces the reader to start looking downwards, to start scrolling down on your profile. So it causes them to want to read more. So you also say like a call to action, where you put that call to action in your featured profile section. So it causes them to scroll down your entire profile, which goes past your tagline, which goes past your about section to your featured section. So it's all working hand in hand with each other to really make sure that they're reading your full profile and making sure they know what you do and how you could help them. Okay. The next one is the tagline. So here, the tagline needs to show who your target audience is, clearly articulate your value proposition, and in my opinion, the first sentence is the most important. This is because a lot of people are not aware, but when you comment or post or like someone's comment or share a photo or do anything, most of the time your profile will only show the first sentence of your tagline. So you want that to be the most optimized portion of your entire tagline formula. Because when you click on someone's profile, if you click like on someone's comment and they get a comment that, oh, Avi Hacker liked my comment, who is that? They're going to only see this little piece. So you want that to make that interesting enough that causes them to click on your profile to review more. You want to really, you want to make a specific value proposition. You want to make a quantifiable benefit. So like I write double your productivity half the time, and I kind of say roles that I do and that I could showcase. But the first line is where I really dig in and say, I help real estate professionals scale with AI, not overhead, because I know wherever I do any actions, that's what's going to get seen. And you could put like your company or your title. It just a lot of people put that in the beginning. And I would really not put that in the beginning and really articulate more of an expression of what you do. So you could just put it towards the end because it's important to know, but not to showcase your profile of when you're commenting on people's posts. Okay, then the next section is your about section. So when you write your about section, a lot of people make the mistake of writing about themselves, which I guess is, I know it makes sense, but when people are on your profile, they want to read how you can directly help them. So you really want to speak directly to the person that you're trying to help. And you want to start off with a hook because similar with the tagline, not everything gets shown. So when you go on a profile and you scroll down, you're going to see more button. And unless you get them to really want to know what you wrote in the about section, they're not going to want to click the see more button. And then they're not going to see everything else that you wrote. So you have to really have a hook in the beginning and then make that interesting enough that they want to read more on about you. So then you can kind of go through the pain points of what maybe the problems they're having, how you could help them, the benefits that you could provide, and then speak to the reader. And then I also have another call to action at the bottom, furthermore getting them to go to my featured section. So you see how everything works in connection with each other and everything fits in when you perfectly optimize. And every piece, the better it is, the better it's optimized, the better the flow will be on your profile, and the more clients or target audience will take those actions that you want them to take. Okay, the next section that we need to talk about is the featured content section. So here is where I spoke about that I have my free consultation where it's connected to my call to action in the banner. And then you should showcase, I like to do 2-3 tops of things that you want to highlight that you want everyone to see when they view your profile. So I have my free consultation because that's what I have in my banner. And this is a 15-minute free consultation, but the free hour session at the end is exclusive for this webinar. So that's special for this webinar, and that's going to be a 60-minute free session to optimize your business with AI or LinkedIn or anything you want to talk about. And then I want people to look at my ebook that I wrote about how to help people leverage AI. And then I also run a podcast called AI Gen Daily, where it's an AI-driven podcast given by AI on AI news. So I have fun with it, and I play around with the concept that it's an AI host and it's an AI generated content, and it's giving news on AI. And then I make it like a comedy. I give it a little background about its life. It's called AI Voice. And I'm just playing around with the concept because I think it's just fun. And I think it's a very fascinating time to be alive. And there's so many possibilities of what you could do. And there's so many ways that you could try to stand out. And these are all the ways that I'm trying to do it by doing all these different things, leveraging AI. Okay, so now that we discussed your profile and everything's optimized, for the content strategy piece, there's kind of 4 different types of content. There's there's 4 different types of content that you could post. And video content right now is having the highest engagement because it's a very unique opportunity right now that LinkedIn is trying to become more of a platform like YouTube, which has YouTube Shorts, Instagram, which has Reels, Facebook, which has Reels, and now LinkedIn is starting to have video formats. So there's a new wave of videos that are on the platform, and not a lot of people are making videos. So if you're one of the few people that's starting to make videos on LinkedIn itself, the algorithm is actually pushing it out more because it's trying to promote more videos. So that is getting the highest engagement right now. Then there's the carousel posts where you have the pictures, where let's say you have those 5 to 10 pictures in a row, and those are doing pretty well also, second to video content. Then you have your image posts and your text posts. And just remember, when you do your posts, this is where the content formula comes in, where you always need your hook. Because just like the about section and your tagline, not everything gets shown. So where I did the red box here, like if I posted, this was my post yesterday, it would have a see more over there and you wouldn't see the rest of the post. So you want a good enough hook that interests the person to really want to read the rest of the post. And that's where the hook comes in. And then you have your body. And a lot of people write paragraphs and paragraphs, and no one likes to read a lot of paragraphs. People usually skim, people are just scrolling their phone. And once they see a lot of text combined together, they really just skip it. So you want to make it like nice to read and easy to read, kind of like short sentences. I like to do 1 line per sentence and like a few emojis for dots. And just it's just nice for readability. Then you have your call to action at the end. And a lot of times you could do a PS in the comments just to add an extra comment in your own comment section. Just it might give it a little boost in the algorithm. So for types of content, you could have your industry insights, your personal stories, your behind the scenes, your perspective and contrast, or results and case studies. A lot of people fall into the trap of really just speaking about, I guess, their work or what they do, which is a great place to start. But for someone to really connect with you, you have to start sharing more about a little bit more about your personal life, like what you like doing, maybe some perspectives you have, and try to generate some thought leadership on the topic you're working on, because this gives you like a multifaceted approach where they get to know you as a person, and then you could build up the trust that you need to really approach them and DM them, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. And it really builds a full picture around you about who you are as a person and why they should trust you with their business more than just you knowing what you do. Because there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of knowledge, and a lot of products do the same job. A lot of people do the same job. So what makes you different? Why should I hire you over someone else? And it's more about that trust building and showing your thought leadership and how you think and how you work that really gets them to trust you. Now, for my engagement strategies, I would say I do a lot more commenting per day, but for a good place to start is start commenting on 10 to 15 posts a day and start posting 2 to 3 times a week. For reference, I post every single day besides Saturday, which is Shabbos for me in Judaism. And I comment on anywhere from 50 to 60 comments a day. So I really want to get my name out there, and I'm doing a lot to really show what I'm doing. And you could start targeting and liking your potential clients' posts or endorsing their profile and leaving thoughtful comments so they get a notification that you left a comment, and then they're more likely to reciprocate and comment and like on your posts. So this is where it really wraps all together and what I like to call the visibility loop. So once everything is fully optimized and you you have your tagline perfectly optimized, your banner perfectly optimized, your about section perfectly optimized, and then your featured section perfectly optimized. You now start going, commenting on people's posts. You post, you start endorsing people's profiles, you start DMing people, and they will start seeing, oh, okay, Avi Hacker commented on this. Avi Hacker liked this person's post. Avi Hacker did this. And they keep on seeing your tagline. So now once that's fully optimized, they're going to want to click on your name, which brings them into the entire cycle that you fully outlined for them to go through your entire profile to engage with you and then follow your call to action. So it's really just a full circle. And the more you comment, the more visibility you'll get. And then it's just a circle over and over and over again. So once you really perfect your profile and you start getting in a good groove, it just picks up. And here's some advanced tactics that I want to share once everything is the basics are done. So LinkedIn Navigator is a really underutilized feature where you could effectively filter for your target audience and connect with them, start adding them to your network. So they're going to start seeing your posts. They're going to start seeing what you like, seeing what you comment on. So they're going to start warming up to you. So they get familiar with your name, familiar with what you're talking about. You start posting about your expertise. You start posting about your life, and you start posting about things you're thinking about. So this is how you start building up the trust cycle to get the user on a call to ultimately build that relationship. And I also start DMing people, just saying, hey, nice profile, great post. And these are ways just to start the conversation. Never try to sell anything right away. It's the most annoying thing when you just get comments or DMs that say, hey, do you want to buy my product? Do you want to sell my service? It's just more about just leading with value and trying to move to a call naturally to really build up that trust foundation that you've been building out this entire time. So now for your action steps that I would say to start today is start optimizing your profile, set your daily engagement goals. Even if it's not high, just start doing something, and then create a content calendar. I could help you with all of this if you sign up on the link, if you sign up through the QR code on the next page, and I could help you break everything down, give you the tools you need, because it's so hard to focus on every single little step. But like I tried to give the broadest picture and actually the most in detail picture I could in a half-hour stretch that would give you the most value as possible and to help you start building those genuine connections and relationships and build those opportunities for you today. And some of the things that you have to keep in mind is that consistency is always going to win over perfection. Your posts in the beginning, I'm sorry to say, they're probably not going to get any likes, maybe few engagements, maybe no one's going to see them, maybe they're not going to be good, and that's okay. My posts in the beginning, no one really liked them, no one saw them, and the beauty is, if they're terrible, no one's going to see them anyway. So if you put out videos that you don't like, to be honest, I still make videos and I rewatch them and I cringe a lot, honestly, because a lot of times I'm not where I want to be, but the only way to get where you want to be is just by doing it. So that's just, you have to keep doing it, putting the reps in, being consistent about it, and you're going to get better over time and you're going to slowly amass the following that you want. And you have to have that long-term mindset. It's not going to happen overnight. Like these results for me only happened in the past 8 months, 9 months. And it's only really gaining a lot of traction in the past month or two. So you have to build up your name. You have to build up your credibility and gain that trust before people actually start reaching out to you for your services. And always be authentic. Don't try to be fake. Like if you're using AI, you could acknowledge you use AI. I use AI for everything. It's just how you use it and how you put your voice in it and how you leverage it to the best of the ability. And that's something I could help you with also. And always provide as much value as possible. If you think you're giving away too much, it's probably not too much, and give away more. Because the more value you give, you'll see that people just want to work with you more because you just show your insights, your knowledge, and how much you know, which just causes them to want to reach out to you more, not being like, oh, he already gave me everything, so I don't need anything else. That's not really how it works. And value first is always how I like to approach things. And that's just my way to go. So here, as promised, if you scan this QR code, you could schedule a free 1 hour AI acceleration session with me. We'll discuss anything you want. I usually charge $350 an hour to speak with people, and I will help you optimize your profile, help you leverage AI in your business, and talk about any problems you have and how we could best help you and grow your network. And if anyone has any questions, this will be recorded and this will be up. And I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.